yeah.
Booyah.
All right, from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everyone, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we are escorted in by our good friend Bulldog Willis up in Amarillo, Texas.
Up in the
And I'm telling
flatlands.
you, that boy can do some picking. We had to feature that one today just
Chicken picking.
because it's so dang good. Let's just put it that way. I like it when that boy just sits down with a guitar
He does that a
and
lot.
start picking.
That's his therapy. He'll go out in that $100 studio he's got attached to his house and just get lost in it, you know.
Well, we hope you had a great weekend. A lot of things happened.
I heard I did.
Texas OU weekend. I'm getting to that one. Texas OU weekend was a good one. 4 overtimes. Great game. Oklahoma pulled it out at the end.
Yeah.
So congratulations to our Sooner buddies out there that are our fans. Why? I don't know. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
And, of course, yesterday the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But, Pappy, it was a costly victory.
Ow.
Yeah.
That hurt. God, that hurt.
Now, I want to apologize to everyone. I have this crud right now, so if I'm coughing a lot today, forgive me. I don't mean to do that into a microphone. But anyway, Dak Prescott in the third quarter
Yeah.
ran for a first down, and he was tackled awkwardly, and he came down awkwardly.
Yep.
And he got a compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle. It was ugly for
Broke
those of
the
you.
hell out of it.
Oh,
Both bones, I think.
for those of you who saw that, oh man, it
Brought back a bad memory for me, I know that.
yeah, I'll bet it did.
Yeah.
But anyway, he underwent surgery last night. They say that Dak came through it. They got it all fixed. The surgery went well, and today being Monday, they say he may even be able to go home later this afternoon. So our thoughts and prayers are with Dak Prescott. What a great guy and a great ambassador for National Football League and the Dallas Cowboys. Then, the other historical thing, my old partner right here celebrated another birthday on Saturday.
Boy.
And from what you remember, it was pretty good.
I don't remember squat. I do remember our whole table getting cut off by the bartender. Thank you, Chastity, for that.
Well, you know, the bartenders got to take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And we hope you had a great weekend, too.
And I'm not a rude kind of guy on Facebook. As y'all know, I'm still incarcerated in Facebook jail, but I want to thank each and every one of y'all for the birthday wishes. 452.
Good Lord.
Happy nanas.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you're getting old, when everybody wishes you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, and
Very,
I'll
very true.
probably respond if and when I ever get out of Facebook jail. So
Yes, you will.
you guys are the greatest. So love y'all.
Well, happy birthday, Pappy.
Well, thank you, sir.
Today we're going to be talking about a number of things. As a matter of fact, a question was asked by your neighbor.
Yep.
And I asked that on our Facebook page, and of course, had several comments and some related topics that we'll be talking about. But she asked, what changes in lifestyle has COVID had on you?
That's right. Chris, you asked, and here we go.
Yeah. Johnny Williams up in Paris, Texas, simply said not one single thing.
Sometimes it's best.
JW, yeah, that's my man up there.
And our buddy Crawdaddy Crawford Young had a comical answer when he said, it's hard to tell if chicks are hot. Didn't have that effect on me, Crawdaddy.
Yeah, it's true. Bobby Morgan said the only thing that's bothered me is wearing these damned old masks. I try to obey what they want, but I still can't get used to them. I guess I'm a constant violator. Other than that, nothing at all.
You know, and we talked about in a previous show regarding
did.
COVID about forgetting your mask and all that.
Yeah.
Well, the Divine One and I met her grandson at razzoos for lunch.
Yeah.
All the way up the front door, and she stopped and turned around and said, "Do you have an extra mask?" And I wasn't even wearing one. So, crap. Back to the truck we go.
That's irritating as
Yeah,
all
it
get
is.
out, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. Stephen Newman said, "I won't leave the yard. I hate masks." And Chris DeBerry said, "Absolutely nothing has changed."
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Ann Griffin down in, I believe it's Royce City where she lives, told us, "I have not left the house since August 13th. My 3-year-old car only has just over 8,000 miles on it."
She she has the same driving habits as Helen.
Now, you stop and think about it. Karen and I, when this all started, we pretty well stayed here at the house. We didn't get out. We didn't go see anybody. And you guys were the same thing.
Yeah.
Because really we didn't know what we were dealing with, and not a lot of information had been coming out.
Everybody was scared to death.
Yeah. And so, being on up in age like we are, we thought we would be careful, and then we came to the realization that, hey, I'm not going to live my life in fear.
No, you got to die of something.
Yeah, you're going to die of something.
Yep.
As you've said many times, from the day you were born, your date of death is already in stone.
Time stamped.
So I tell you, it is. It's one of those things where you had to get used to it.
Yeah.
And when you came to that realization, plus, Pappy, all of the research that's being done, pro or con,
Yeah.
nobody really knows. I mean,
Well,
and I know, don't get me wrong out there, quit cursing at the TV. I know this is a serious virus, and people have died from it. Actually, died from the corona, not cancer or stuff that they keep adding in there.
Well, and in addition, a lot of them, like you say, up in their age as we are, had underlying conditions that contributed to it. But I think, on the other hand, what I'm seeing is people acclimating to wearing the mask.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean.
I'm going to.
Well, if I can remember to put the damn thing on, I will too. But I still won't like it.
Yeah, that'd be a great question to lead us to our next segment, which we'll get to here in just a second.
Audrey Singleton said, "At first, I wouldn't even leave my apartment. I guess I believed all the hype about how it would kill you. Then I started relaxing more, going more places and the like, but I always tried to wear the mask. I still can't get used to having to wear them."
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's the general feeling of everybody, Pappy.
no, it's just, I think it's mainly because we're made to wear them.
Yeah.
Like a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That should be pro-choice.
Yeah, that's true. And finally, James Gordon Wolf said, "I am still living basically the same way, but now I have some online students." And Darla Walker asked, "What has it not affected?"
Thank you for that, darling. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the way I look at it. It's affected everything.
Yeah.
I mean, worldwide, not just locally.
Well, thank you for that suggestion and question. So give a shout out to your neighbor.
Yeah.
That leads us to our second segment today, which was suggested by listener Jennifer Hoopengarner.
Yep.
She asked your opinion of Biden's threat to sign an executive order for mandatory mask wearing. And some of you came up with some good ones.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it. Pappy, why don't you lead us off there?
All right. My little sweet daughter-in-law, Cassie Terry, asked, "How can he make it mandatory to wear a medical device?"
Great question.
And Brent Hardy said it would be illegal. And I agree.
Great question, Cassie. Donna Toten threw her 2 cents in by saying it'll never work. Even scientists can't agree on it. That's the truth. You got Dr. Fauci on one end. He says, everybody needs to wear a mask and all this. And then he's caught on video in an interview with 60 Minutes, no less, saying, nah, that really doesn't deter the spread of this virus.
Nope.
I'm just going, come on, guys. Y'all are confusing the American public so bad.
Oh, man. Well, we've been screwed up our whole life. Just didn't realize it, Brandon Cummings said it would be unconstitutional. The only thing he can do is recommend everybody wear a mask. I wonder if he even knows how laws are made. And James O'Donnell said he might have known, but by now I'm sure he's forgotten.
I think I'm going to let that one lie. Yeah. Well, Jennifer came back and gave her opinion. She says, Jennifer Hoopengarner Thomas told us, he claims that if he becomes president in November, that will be his first executive order, ordering everyone to put a mask on as soon as they exit their home. I will just have to be in jail. Atta girl.
I share that thought with you too, kiddo. Matthew Bannister says the states, or at least some, will use the 10th Amendment to stifle it. States' rights started the last war, and it might very well be what starts the next one.
And you know, that is prophetic, but he may be absolutely right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sandy Layla Armistead said that would go over about like it has now. And Avery Sanchez said, F Biden. All right, how you really feel there, Avery?
Patty Hollister Bryant said Biden might not even remember saying this, but I remember when he did. I told my husband then that it would not go over well with the American people. Well, it damn sure hadn't with this old redneck Texas boy.
No, not me either. Absolutely. Tim Randall said an ex-vice president can't sign executive orders because he'll never be president. So take that.
By God. Yeah, in a perfect world for him.
And it's so.
And finally, John Bossy said if he's elected, the Constitution will be in the garbage can within a month. Remember what Al Gore said? It's a living document that needs to evolve. Just think that village idiot would be considered moderate in today's liberal societist Democratic Party. Yep.
Well, what can you say there?
That's a thought I don't need in my head.
Yeah, no kidding. Jennifer, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because he has said that. I remember him saying that.
They'll say anything to get in the office.
Yeah, and then it seems like they forget everything once they get into the doors.
Well, the general public raises hell about it, and all of a sudden they never said it, you know.
But you know, the COVID virus interrupted so many things. We've talked on previous shows about how it is affecting small businesses. Many of them are going out of business, and they'll never return.
You're right.
They'll never return because they've spent everything they had getting this business started. And then all of a sudden it's taken away. Your clientele is taken away. You're told to close and things like this. The business community is what really hurt. Another thing I think, with all this scare that was going on, Pappy, and people staying in their homes, it's drove people crazy. I mean,
it has.
Literally off the deep end, they've become alcoholics.
Yeah.
One research said that they're taking drugs now, illicit drugs.
Well, it's contributed to the suicide rate as well.
Yeah,
you know,
and
you lose
child
your
abuse,
life savings, and
spousal abuse, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing that one of our listeners brought up, Walter Thompson, which we're going to talk about here, and how did it affect our kids? They shut down all of the schools. And God bless the senior class of 2020. You were denied your opportunity to make memories that will last you for a lifetime.
Yep.
And my heart just goes out to those people.
Well,
and then the start of the year, this year,
affected everybody.
There was so many schools that did not open, but they elected to do it online.
Yeah.
Now, how is that affecting our kids? Which is what Walter Thompson asked us to find out from you.
Good question.
He asked, are your kids attending school in person or virtually?
Yeah.
So let's jump into this one.
A lot of kids couldn't wait to get back into school so they get the hell out of the house.
Well, that too. Plus, kids, I mean, they got their friends, they got their classmates, They got their activities. They can even practice football. They couldn't get together, practice football for the fall.
Yep.
Everything was so limited.
Well,
And you
seasons are
talk about
canceled.
it.
and
Yeah,
all kind of
seasons are
crap.
canceled. You're correct. Joey Thiebaud said in person, but his class size is only 9, 3 less than last year.
Wow.
They only leave the class as a group for potty breaks and recess, which they are the only ones out there at the time.
That's
There you
something, man. Nelda Pound Slatter says most of our kids are in person, although we have some online. Casey Palmore and Leah Palmore Jones both said theirs attends in person. Yep.
Pat Neely said our kids are attending class in person. They do not like having to parade around school wearing masks like a surgeon's convention. We told them we do not like them wearing masks either, but if they want to be around their classmates and friends, they have to wear them. Otherwise, they will shut the schools down again, and the fiasco of 2020 will be revisited. And that's so true.
There's a thought. Our buddy up in Tennessee, Brian Emerton, says that his kids are homeschooled, but it's because of bullies. I teach my kids to fight back, but the school system doesn't seem to like that. They don't do anything about it, and that is the main reasons for school shootings, in his opinion. So,
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. Christine Wiley agreed with Brian by saying, my kids have always been homeschooled.
you know, I'm glad I didn't have to go through that.
Ain't it so?
You're going to take so many butt whippings at home.
Yeah.
Charles Busey said definitely in person, and Tammy Quick Kroll said both. I have one solely at home, one doing career tech, and 3 at school in person.
Well, there you go, Tammy.
Busy
Or
schedules.
Charles, I'm sorry. Well, that's a good thing. Eddie Dixon said they don't do anything about it in the workplace either.
Yep.
A buddy of mine got some workplace violence by an LGBTQ member, and his boss did nothing about it, and she still works there. So they can't do anything about it in the real world, so why the hell should they do it in school?
Yeah, that's a good point, Eddie. Jerry Williamson said in person, to which Kimberly Smith Hogg said, my grandkids are all attending in person. Pam Hudnall simply said both, and Andrea Jones said her grandkids are face to face.
I like this one, next one from Darlita. Darlita Macaulay Holland said, my grandkids in Kansas City go online 3 days per week and in person 2 days a week. Both parents work, and it is costing $400 a week to hire someone
Good Lord.
to help them online and another $200 for after school care.
Wow.
It is horrific. Now, you know, I mean, parents, I don't see how you do it these days.
$1,600 a month.
I don't see how you do it today. I just really do not.
That'd drive me crazy.
Mercy, mercy, mercy.
I'm just happy all my kids are grown.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Angel Whitmire said, I believe that most of the COVID scare is over with, and though my kids have to wear masks, at least their school opened, even if it was 2 weeks late. From all I can research, those staying at home to be schooled online are suffering the most because they don't have a teacher to make them concentrate on their studies.
I've heard that.
What is the CDC trying to do? Make our kids dumber?
Well, you know, when you don't have a structured environment, and there are still parents working at home now, still. Now, if their kids are taking virtual schooling, are they going to be right there making sure their kids are paying attention and concentrating
Well, a lot of
while
them
they're
can't.
working?
A lot of them can't,
Yeah.
because they are working.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's a difficult situation, and my goodness, Angel, that's a good observation. And finally today, Louise Thompson said homeschool kids seem to get more personal information on things they really need to know in life. The only problem with that is how many parents can afford for one of them to quit work to do all the teaching?
Right.
Not many.
That's a fact.
Even a lot of our teachers and their school districts allow politics and socialism to be taught in our schools and universities. That is not a great way to teach children about our heritage and history. Hell, they're trying to phase out the real history of America and rewrite it to suit their political agendas. You can agree or disagree with me on it, but that's how I feel.
Well, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do. It's just like we had spoke in a previous show. I remember 4th or 5th grade. It all started with American Indians.
Yeah, Native Americans.
Stricken from the book.
Yeah, and they're trying to tear down everything. I mean, we saw an interview with a
New
parent
World Order.
of a parent with a child that had been, I say a child, a young adult that had gone to college and was arrested in one of these riots.
Yeah.
And the interviewer was asking him, said, you know, did you see this coming on? Did you have any idea? And all this. And the guy just simply said, it's what they're taught at our universities.
Yeah, I mean.
And if you raise your voice against it, then you're either racist or you are old-fashioned.
Yeah.
So he said it's got to start changing in our schools and universities. So
Well,
I agree with him.
It all,
on that,
it all
really.
starts at home, but I mean, when you're trying to raise your child one way, which is what I've always called you were raised right, you know, I mean,
Sure.
you're raised with morals and ethics and to be respectful of one another, and then you go to school and they start pumping that crap in you. It makes it kind of hard as a parent.
Do you have any observations of their Special K? No.
Really.
You normally have a good opinion on everything.
I've experienced that too.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys for your comments on the questions that
You guys are
2
great.
of 3 or 3 of 3 today was suggested by you, our viewers. And we appreciate that so much because there's not many programs on the air today
Well, that's what we're all about. Yeah.
that let you, the listener, say what's on your mind and say it the way you want it to be said. Now, we do clean up the language on occasion, but that's the only thing we change.
We take all the fun out of it. But how many times have we both told you, it's your show, we just make it happen, you know?
We sure do.
So
we
we
sure
do appreciate all your comments, suggestions, even your complaints.
Yeah. Well, Pappy, let's take a look at some of our viewer comments
Okay.
that we got in. I'm loving this one. Welcome to all of our new members, especially this one, as you can see right there. President Trump's campaign has subscribed to the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Welcome aboard, everybody.
By God.
Hey, we'd like to invite Joe Biden's campaign to join us, too, right here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
You know that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Just remember, everyone, we offend everyone equally here.
We're equal opportunity offenders.
That is so
But yeah,
correct.
we'll welcome the other side of
Boy,
And
you
just
were
to-
here the other day when I got that in. I just went, what?
we both
What?
like fell out of our chairs. That's when you know you've made it.
Send that money in, everyone.
That's
Come on.
right. Patsy Willie, is it Willie or Wiley? Patsy Willie
I
said
guess Willie,
out.
our show.
Oh yeah, she said our show on who won the vice president debate brought some interesting opinions, and I was impressed that mine went right along with them. If what you said about taking some opinions from people around the country is true, it seems we're all agreeing on the same thing. Well, there is another side of the fence, though, Patsy.
There is.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting. The show we did that she is referring to, we asked a question, and it just so happened at the same time that Breitbart News Agency asked the exact same question to their readers. And I took a lot of the opinions from that question that they asked too. And that was people from all around the country.
That was an interesting show.
It really was.
It really was.
And I was really surprised that people from the north, from the south, from the east and the west, they all had opinions that were very, very close.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
There's a common thread for sure.
Christina Godso wrote in our YouTube channel about the COVID, elections, and college show. She said, I truly do enjoy watching your show. You guys may be onto something here. Keep it up.
Yeah. Well, thank
you.
you, Christine.
Thank you very much.
They turned out to be it. In fact, she was the one that suggested our first
Suggested,
segment today. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, incidentally.
Chris Black wrote in Instagram that our show on mail-in ballots was spot on. It seems we're seeing proof every day of ballots being tossed into the trash or someplace else, and God knows what's being done in election offices by Democratic-leaning vote counters. It's scary as hell.
And
I agree, Chris.
You're not the only one that's really sweating.
They're out to get him.
They are out to get him, and I'll tell you, one way or another, they're out to get him. So, Jimmy814 said on Twitter that unless someone gets control of voting this year, it will be the biggest fraud ever put on the American people. I tell you, it scares me at what could happen in November. The pansy-ass, no-knowledge young kids of today is enough to make a grown man shudder.
Yeah. Well,
And that all goes back to what they're learning in
that's right.
schools and universities.
Teach
So
them
here
right
we
at
go.
home, and that'll help stifle that problem a little bit.
It would do that. Well, we thank you very much for all the viewer comments, all the
We do.
opinions
Yep.
today.
Yep.
And as usual, we always tell you that if you have an idea, a suggestion, or an opinion, there's several ways you can do this.
Or even a complaint.
Yeah, you can always go on to our Gmail account and send us a great email
Yeah.
at grandpaandpappy
Yep.
at gmail.com, or
Or you can simply log on to our website, our show website, at www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's Grandpa and Pappy with a letter N .com. And push that red button right there and subscribe. You can leave comments,
there's a lot of ways at the
Opinions?
bottom of that
show topics,
to leave your comments, and we get them all. We surely do.
and you can also add to my commissary card if you'd like to.
Yeah, the days are counting down. He'll get out of the Facebook jail.
I
But
don't know, but I think
anyway,
it's 14
if
days.
if President Trump's campaign can go on there and click that and become a subscriber to the Grandpa and Pappy Show,
Yeah.
so can you.
Yeah.
And we invite you to do that.
We'd love having you on board.
And there's another way. You can go on our Facebook page, Grandpa and Pappy Facebook page, or the Grandpa and Pappy Show Facebook page,
Yep.
where you can see a lot of these comments on questions that we ask, and you can even make your suggestion on a topic
Instagram.
of the day.
Yeah, we're on Instagram and
Twitter.
and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yeah, we sure are. But it's a lot of fun to read all of these.
It is.
A quick update on T-shirts, Pap.
Yeah, we've still got a few left. I don't have an exact count on them, but I think we've got a couple of dozen left. So if you want one, you better grab it. We've got medium through extra large, white only, 2-side imprint, one color.
Yep.
$20 make you holla, and plus $4.95 shipping unless I'm somewhere.
And hand it to you.
Yeah,
That's exactly correct.
or you can come and pick it up.
It's been a lot of fun
Either way.
today. We appreciate everybody joining us, and
Interesting
again,
topics.
we hope you had a great weekend, and we'll see you back on Wednesday. We'll do this all again,
Absolutely.
where we end our show every day. Pappy and I tell you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
And please tell them that Grandpa and Pappy loves them too, by God.
We sure do. Until we see you on Wednesday, stay safe. God bless.
Take
and
care of one another.
And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.